Never enter this library. The library, with no exit. Caleb stepped inside. The air was strangely cold, and the silence felt alive. Thousands of forgotten books watched him, as if they had been waiting for his arrival. Then, something impossible happened. One ancient book slowly slid out of the shelf. All by itself. Caleb froze. No wind, no sound, just that single book waiting for him. As Caleb reached for the glowing book, it suddenly opened by itself. The pages began turning faster and faster, until one sentence appeared in glowing letters. The glowing words read, "Only the chosen heart may enter." Suddenly, the ground trembled, and the entire library began to shake. Before Caleb could move, a swirling blue portal burst open. An invisible force pulled him toward it, and there was no escape. When Caleb opened his eyes, the library was gone. He stood in a forgotten kingdom, where floating islands and glowing castles touched the sky. Asterisk, the silence was broken by a powerful voice. "Welcome, Caleb. We've been waiting for you." Caleb looked around, but no one was there. Then, the crystal castle doors slowly began to open. The massive crystal doors slowly opened, revealing a glowing throne room. At its center, an ancient wizard stepped forward and whispered, "The book has finally found its true guardian." The wizard gently raised his glowing staff, and the ancient book floated into Caleb's hands. The moment he touched it, a brilliant wave of blue light burst across the kingdom. Then, dark clouds gathered above the crystal castle, and a terrifying roar echoed through the sky. The ancient wizard's smile suddenly faded. He looked toward the stormy sky and whispered, "He's awake." Before Caleb could ask who, the castle shook violently. A gigantic shadow spread across the clouds, and two glowing red eyes slowly opened. The wizard tightened his grip on the glowing staff. "That creature is Shadow King, the last dark dragon. For 1,000 years, the magic book kept him imprisoned. But now, the seal is breaking." Caleb looked at the wizard in fear. "How do we stop him?" The wizard took a deep breath. "Only the guardian sword can defeat the Shadow King, but it has been hidden for centuries." Without wasting another second, Caleb and the wizard left the castle. Their journey led them into the forbidden forest, where every shadow seemed alive, and every step brought new danger. As they ventured deeper into the forbidden forest, the glowing trees suddenly went dark. A chilling growl echoed through the silence. They were no longer alone. Without warning, enormous shadow wolves leaped from the darkness. Their glowing red eyes locked onto Caleb, and the hunt began. Just as the wolves closed in, the ancient book burst with brilliant blue light. A magical shield surrounded Caleb, forcing the creatures back. For the first time, the book chose to protect its guardian. The shadow wolves vanished into smoke, but the forest remained silent. Suddenly, the ancient book began glowing brighter than ever before, as if it was guiding Caleb somewhere. The shadow wolves vanished into smoke, but the forest remained silent. Suddenly, the ancient book began glowing brighter than ever before, as if it was guiding Caleb somewhere. Following the light, Caleb discovered a forgotten stone temple, hidden beneath giant vines. Strange symbols glowed across its ancient entrance, waiting for the chosen one. As Caleb stepped closer, the temple doors slowly opened by themselves. A deep golden light poured out, revealing a staircase leading far beneath the earth. Deep beneath the temple, they entered a hall unlike anything Caleb had ever seen. Hundreds of glowing swords floated silently in the air, but only one was the true guardian's sword. The moment Caleb reached for the brightest sword, every other blade suddenly turned toward him. The temple had begun its final test. Caleb closed his eyes and ignored every sword around him. He listened only to the heartbeat of the enchanted book. Suddenly, one brilliant blade flew into his hand. The guardian's sword had chosen its master. The moment Caleb gripped the sword, a vision flashed before his eyes. He saw the Shadow King, destroying kingdoms, and a prophecy carved into ancient stone. The prophecy revealed the truth. The Shadow King could never be defeated by strength alone. Only a heart free from fear could unlock the book's final power. Before they could leave the temple, the ground shook violently. Cracks spread across the crystal floor, and something ancient began rising from beneath it. A gigantic crystal guardian slowly emerged from the depths. Its glowing eyes locked onto Caleb, and in a thunderous voice it declared, "Prove that you are worthy." A gigantic crystal guardian slowly emerged from the depths. Its glowing eyes locked onto Caleb, and in a thunderous voice it declared, "Prove that you are worthy." The crystal guardian's voice echoed through the chamber. The guardian's sword alone is not enough. Only those with a pure heart may command its true power. Then, it raised a single hand. Caleb stepped forward without fear and placed his hand upon the guardian's palm. Instantly, brilliant blue light surrounded them both. A stream of ancient memories flowed into Caleb's mind. He saw the first guardians, the birth of the enchanted book, and the secret that had been hidden for 1,000 years. The truth was finally revealed. The Shadow King wasn't born evil. Long ago, he had been the kingdom's greatest protector, until darkness consumed his heart. The Crystal Guardian lowered its head. "Defeat is not your destiny, Caleb. Redemption is." At that moment, the Guardian's sword shone brighter than ever before. The Guardian pointed toward the northern mountains. "Your final journey begins there, where the Shadow King awaits." With one final step, Caleb crossed into the frozen realm. The frozen realm was silent, almost too silent. Far across the icy valley, an enormous crystal castle glowed beneath the dancing northern lights, as if it had been waiting for Caleb's arrival. Every step across the frozen bridge echoed through the valley. The deeper they traveled, the stronger the mysterious energy became. At the heart of the kingdom stood an ancient crystal tree. Its light pulsed slowly, but something was stealing its power. Dark shadows crawled across the frozen ground. Wherever they passed, the brilliant blue light faded into darkness. The wizard spoke softly. "This is why we came. The heart of the frozen realm is dying." Without hesitation, Caleb rushed forward. His enchanted sword blazed with brilliant blue light as the first wave of shadow creatures attacked. Each strike pushed the darkness back, but for every creature defeated, 2 more rose from the frozen mist. Each strike pushed the darkness back, but for every creature defeated, 2 more rose from the frozen mist. Then the frozen lake shattered. An enormous ice dragon emerged, its glowing eyes fixed directly on Caleb. Instead of attacking, the dragon watched him in silence, testing the courage hidden inside his heart. Caleb lowered his sword and reached out with trust. The dragon bowed its head, recognizing the true guardian chosen by the ancient magic. A radiant crystal guardian appeared from the light. "Only one with courage, wisdom, and kindness can restore this kingdom," the ancient spirit declared. Caleb lifted the enchanted sword high into the air. A wave of brilliant light swept across the frozen realm, banishing every shadow. As life returned to the kingdom, Caleb realized this victory was not the end of his journey, but the beginning of an even greater legend. The frozen realm was finally saved, but the greatest danger had just awakened. Beyond the mysterious golden portal, an ancient evil was waiting. Will Caleb survive his next adventure? Find out in part 2. If you don't want to miss the next chapter of Caleb's adventure, make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and join us for the journey ahead. See you in part 2. If you enjoyed Caleb's journey, don't miss what's coming next. Hit subscribe and be ready, because part 2 is even bigger than anything you've seen so far. I'll see you in the next adventure.